This video is basically about why and how did I end up in Germany. Hi there, I'm Nikita and welcome to another video on my channel. Like my past videos, again I will be talking about my mother, but unlike my last video where I was talking in Hindi, I will be talking and making this video in English. Now you might be thinking I might be probably obsessed with my mother since I'm just talking about my mother from past, like in the last 2 weeks I've just made videos about my mother. The reason is probably yes, because she's my mother, so I'm kind of obsessed with her. And another reason to this is that I want to talk about her because in the past video I shared with you guys how openly my mother allowed me and accepted my decision of being together with a German person and finally getting married to him. And a lot of you in the comment section wrote that we need human beings like her, we need mothers like her. Especially some Indians wrote that she is an example of a mother because we need to follow her footsteps, or we need to tell our parents that such parents exist too. That definitely made me proud, although I did do nothing to get her as a mother. I just was coincidentally or accidentally, or fortunately for sure, I was just accidentally born to her. So of course each one of us know that we never choose our parents. So I never did anything to be born to her, but I'm extremely grateful and proud and thankful that she is my mother and she gave me the freedom and the choice and the strength to make my own decision and live my own life, and at the same time providing me all the support that she could. So in this video again I will be talking about my mother because I personally believe that people like her, especially people who come from conservative families, who are brought up conservatively, yet they somehow end up supporting their kids, and yet they end up having such an open mind when it comes to their kids, is tremendously praiseworthy. So in this video I will be sharing with you guys another personal experience of mine that I have shared with some of my friends, but a lot of you don't know it, and I want to share it so that each one of us gets to know that it's not how you were brought up, it's about what you choose and what decisions you want to make in your life. So it's up to you and not your upbringing completely. This video is basically about why and how did I end up in Germany. I never wanted to study abroad, and when I decided that I want to go out and complete my, do another degree, this did not come to my mother as a surprise. Like, she herself is a PhD, she herself is a professor, so she was somewhere sure that I will end up doing bachelor's, master's, and probably also PhD. But she never told me that, okay, you should now do master's or you should now do PhD. So I was going through a lot in my life back then. And when I told her that, Mommy, I want to go and study outside, she said, okay, good. But what do you think is the next step? Then I told her, okay, I will, I want to take certain exams. And once I get the proper grades, I will see what my grades are, and based on that I will apply. And unlike I am right now, I keep telling everybody, just come to Germany, it will blow your mind and you will love it. Back then I told my mother I want to study in America, like every second Indian wants to study in America. She asked me okay, and what are the expenses that we are talking about? And after certain research, I told her, okay, Mommy, it is going to be this amount of this $1,000 that we have to put in. And since I'm not extremely intelligent, I knew that even if I end up getting some scholarship, I probably might not have 100% scholarship. So I told her, okay, I can try my best and fight for scholarships, but I'm not sure whether I will end up having full scholarship. So there's an X amount that I still have to pay for my studies. And sadly, directly after my bachelor's, I worked for 1 year or so, and my job was also not extremely high profile job. So I could not actually save much. So I did not have much finances to support my going outside, and I knew that my mother has to do it. Then she told me, okay, you just I don't know whether we will be able to manage the finances. She kept pretty clear in front of me the scenario that, okay, I don't have so much money right now, but we can see. What I'll tell you that you just start studying for the exams, take the exam, and if you clear exams and if you apply and you get an admission, I'll make sure that I will arrange money for you come what may. And since I know if my mother tells me that I will do it come what may, and especially when it is about education, she will do things come what may. And of course, then I studied, I applied for exams, and somewhere in the middle, I also realized that I do not want to go to America because it's extremely expensive, and I somehow will not be able to get 100% scholarship, so I should change my plans. Then I changed my plans to Germany. Education definitely being free was like 1/3 of expenses compared to America. And then I also said, okay, here it seems to be much more easier when it comes to finances. Plus, because I had my bachelor's and I had honors in my bachelor's, I did not have to take, like, certain exams were not mandatory for me. Of course, I decided then I will go to Germany. I have less expenses. I don't have to take an exam, so I can focus on one exam and then try to get a good score. And then I applied. After I applied, I remember it was November 2012 when I got my first acceptance from my university, and I told my mother, okay, mommy, I got an acceptance. March, I have to be there because April, the semester will start. That was the time where she told me, okay, I see that you have your university now, but now I need numbers from you. And that was the time when the real talk started. We sat down, we calculated all the expenses, and if you have applied to Germany, you know that there is a procedure to apply for your visa, for which you need to have a bank account in Germany, and you need to have in that bank account 8,000 euros. And 8,000 euros back then were like 6,40,000 rupees. You need to have it in your bank account here in Germany, and this account should be blocked. And of course, my mother did not have this much liquidity in her bank. I was quite speechless because I was asking my mother to give me the money that she earned throughout her life. So I was asking for her to support my studies with the money she had earned. I tried to apply for all the scholarships and I could not get. I tried my hard. In one scholarship, I was almost in the end and then I got rejected. So I told her, Mommy, it's okay if I'm not able to do it. Let's try other exams. And she, on the other side, was pretty clear that, okay, since you got accepted, you are going. The question is only how we are able to manage the finances. And then I realized that, like all other Indian parents, generally, she must have had something stored for me for my marriage, which is also a big no-go. This is probably another topic to talk in some another video. I just asked her, Mommy, do you have some money saved for my marriage? Which I know she had, because I know that my parents have been saving money for my sister and I for our marriages. And I remember she did not even take a second before she said, yes, I want a girl who is independent, and I know you will eventually find somebody to marry. Let's put it in your education. That was the time where she actually showed how much important it is for her that her daughter is not only independent, but her daughter finishes her education or does any education that she wants. She could have easily said that you're already bachelor's, you already had a nice exam, you have a good grade, so let's look about another options. But she didn't. She, in the very next days, she went to the bank, she arranged all the money she could. I often forget this gift she gave me because her money was basically the reason that I am today sitting here in this room and being able to make this video and tell you guys that I'm here. It's pretty rare or it's in general rare when parents say, okay, when it comes to marriage and when it comes to education, we choose education. It's not that I mean that marriage is absolutely not essential. Of course, marriage is essential, but when it comes to marriage, it's not about partnership in India. When it comes to marriage, it's about show off. It's about grand marriages, grand weddings. You put almost everything that you have into this event where you have people who you probably just know from meeting in some place, or probably people who you will never ever meet in your life, or people who you know are your relatives, but deep down you know they're just there to see what you did. So all in all, marriages, they boil down to this very concept of showing off how much money you put in the marriage. It's not anymore about the understanding, the partnership between two people, but it's just about how much grand you can do it and how much you can show it off. Exactly when it comes to comparing this marriage to educating a girl child, I believe anybody sensible or logical would choose educating a girl child and putting all the money, no matter how small or big amount that is, into the education of your kid, and tell the kid that just go out and find yourself, find the world, find your independence, find your freedom, and then decide whatever you want to do. Because I personally believe that education is like, you cannot even compare it to marriages of this sort. They are completely on different levels. And if you educate a girl child, she will get somewhere a job, a nice job, a decent job, and then she can save money for herself. You don't really have to put money into it, and she can decide how much money she wants to put into a marriage, because at the end of the day, it's her marriage. It's her choice. And of course, with this, I probably must have also offended some people who have deep down these beliefs that no, marriage is the responsibility of a parent. Then yes, I understand from a parent point of view, it's essential to see your kid, and it's heartwarming. It's kind of contentment to see your kid getting settled. But what is it to be settled actually? Is it really getting settled with another person with so much show off, or getting settled mentally, emotionally, financially, and most importantly, independently? Let me know what you think about it. Much love.